find your cozy spot. Like I said, my cozy spot will always be on a blanket or a bolster. My jacket folded up, anything that I can do to just boost my hips, make some space for the trunk of the body. So maybe you're sitting in Sukhasana, maybe you extend the legs out. Wherever you have found yourself this morning, find comfort and ease there. And then you might close your eyes or simply stare off into the distance as you relax your jaw, your shoulders, and your belly. Can you relax your thighs and allow the body to melt further into the earth? We begin our practice grounding down and inviting presence into this moment. Allow the body to soften and melt into the supports beneath it. On your next deep breath in, rise up tall through the trunk of the body. As you exhale, melt the shoulders, but keep that height. This morning, we focus on the anahata. This is the heart chakra. We've moved from the root through the sacral up into the solar plexus chakra. And now we explore our heart chakra. And the heart chakra, the wheel, the energetic wheel of the heart, does exactly what you think it would. You might place both hands atop it. You might stack your hands. But feel the weight of the palms against the heart center. And know that this is the wheel, the energetic space of love. The energetic space of compassion, of seeing the wholeness in ourselves and others. Despite what society might say, it's a good thing society doesn't decide wholeness, huh? Here in this heart space, we learn to love. Not just the world around us, but ourselves, exactly as we are. And exactly as it is, right? We don't ask the trees to change. We're not here to ask our body or our mind to change in this moment, not this moment. We're simply here to just be with them exactly as they are. So as you place your hands atop your heart center here, we're going to do some resourcing. Some somatic resourcing. These are tools that we can use to help ourselves when life feels big. Our first tool is simply what I call refining the love. And it looks like this. With hands remaining atop the heart, we're going to send loving energy from our heart chakra into the palms of our hands. And you might close your eyes to do this. With a deep breath in, fill the lungs and the heart space, feel it expand. As you exhale, imagine the energy pouring from the heart center into the palms of your hands. So a deep breath in fills the heart. Exhale, pour that energy into the palms of your hands. Allow that heart energy, that anahata energy to move from the chest, from the beating heart center into the palms of your hands. And what is heart energy? Right? What is love? Love is you're just right, just the way that you are. Love is your best is enough. Love is I see that you need rest and you deserve it. Love is so many things. Can you take a moment and imagine all the different ways that love manifests itself in the world? Love looks like generosity. Love looks like holding space for the messiness. Continue to breathe space into your heart center for as long as you like. And with each exhale, pour that loving energy from the heart chakra into the palms of your hands. A few more breaths. When you're ready, lift the hands from atop the heart center. Place the palms together. We're just going to encapsulate that loving energy. And then we know that we're imperfect people, right? We know that our love is sometimes fringed with jealousy, frustration, conditions. And so we take our loving energy and we're going to refine it. And I invite you, you might refine it, lift it to your personal Ishvara. And Ishvara is just unconditional love, and folks might call that God, Goddess, Gaia, ancestors. What is your Ishvara to you? Right? The ultimate loving light. We're just going to lift our hands up to that Ishvara, whatever it is, and then begin rubbing them together. And we're going to imagine this loving energy that we cultivated is now being refined in the light of our Ishvara, and all of its human imperfections will fall away. All of its limits, all of its confusion and lack of understanding, all of the attachments and the aversions that our love sometimes comes with. Because we are human, we just refine it. We allow love to refine love. And you might feel as you rub the palms together, heat rising, right? As that loving energy refines, let the heat continue to build. Do you notice? Can you still breathe space into the chest and the heart as you do this? And then take a moment here to pause. Feel whatever warmth or energy you've cultivated between the palms as they gently rest together. And then very slowly, ever so slowly, begin to separate your palms, just an inch or two. Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the tingle? Can you feel the energy? This is love refined. This energy that you cultivated and then you lifted to your Ishvara and allowed it to be refined. I invite you now to take and place the palms over your eyes. Let your body receive that refined, loving energy and let it pour down through you. Let it linger and fill any spaces that might need a little extra love as it trickles and pours through your body. Maybe the mind is busy and you send love there to bring calm and peace. Maybe the body aches and you send love there to bring ease and gentleness. Maybe you have digestive woes. Whatever it is, big feelings, send that refined, loving energy to pour over, encapsulate, and fill. Breathe it deep into your body for a few more breaths. Know that you are always deserving of this. The only loving light that would ever say no to you is none at all. When you're ready, you might remove the hands and then let's start our movement practice. Take a moment, feel the body. Notice if anything has shifted. Notice what ease, gentleness, loving energy you've cultivated within your physical body. And you might notice as you give it attention, it grows. It begins to permeate even more of you. You are so powerful. Your attention is so powerful. Now let's bring that attention further down into the physical body. We're going to straighten our legs out. Let's find some space. Not the widest slice you've ever taken, but a nice strong foundation. Press through the heels of your feet. Flex your toes towards the heart. And as you press down into those sits bones and the heels of your feet, once more, I want you to grow tall. Beautiful. And then let's start some neck circles. So keeping the spine nice and long, we're going to imagine there's a pencil and we're going to draw little circles on the ceiling. Nice and slow. And let the circles start to grow. Loosen the muscles of the neck. Allow the head and jaw to hang heavy as you draw these big, slow circles. And then slowly let the head roll to a stop. Switch directions. If you think you're drawing your circles slow enough, you might slow it down even more. Slow it down even more. And then as that right ear rolls towards that right shoulder, stop. Pause and let it hang. Let the shoulders melt as well as that right ear hangs heavy. And then you might lift that right hand to weight the head down, inviting that ear just a little closer towards the earth. That left hand, we're going to extend it out long, pressing through the fingertips. And then keeping that length, slowly lower those fingertips down towards the earth. Press those fingertips down into the earth. Our goal here is the stretch all through the neck, shoulder, jaw. You might keep the tension of those fingertips pressing down as the hand weights the head. As you do this, can you continue to breathe space into the heart and the belly? Inviting our vagal nerves, a deep engagement here, so that our nervous system can become as present and peaceful as possible. When it feels nice, relax the jaw fully. Let the head float upright. Beautiful. Note what you feel, any floating, any positivity in the body, and then let that left ear slowly melt down. We're going to meet ourselves on the opposite side here. Maybe you weight the head down with the hand, maybe you don't. Either way, extend that right arm out, press through those fingertips. Slowly lower them towards the earth. So slow that your mind notices how the stretch along the neck increases as those fingertips lower. Can you build that interoception just by noticing how the stretch transforms and intensifies? knowing that we're lowering our heart rate here and our blood pressure. Knowing that our vagal nerves are directly communicating with the bacteria in our small intestine to bring ease. This helps with tummy troubles. This calms the amygdala, right? The intense sensory processor in the brain so that we can find ease and calm. And we're doing it all through a seaming neck stretch. That is wild, y'all. When you're ready, float the head slowly upright and just feel what you have cultivated. When you're ready for some more movement, on an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, slowly lower the arms. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, or you might grab a strap at your back and make some space. Either way, we're going to shimmy the tops of the hands down towards the earth as we squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel your anahata, your heart center open up. And can you breathe space here? Now, to further open our heart center, we'll take a fold by pressing through the heels of our feet, flexing the toes towards the heart. On an inhale, we'll rise up tall through the spine, squeezing those shoulder blades back. As you exhale, melt forward. Take it slow. Let it take many exhales. And as you melt, the heart and the belly are going to drop down, and your shoulders are going to want to relax too. Gently roll them open and back as you surrender. Keep the jaw soft. Take your time here. Notice, have you relaxed through the feet? Maybe you've noticed as you fold, the toes fold inward. We just bring some gentle attention, rolling those toes skyward as we melt the heart center down. From here, we're slowly going to roll that heart center over towards that right leg. And then you might hang out just like this, or you might slowly melt your forehead down, relaxing the cervical spine, so the back of the neck there. Jaw and tongue soft and heavy. On an inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, we're going to melt atop the opposite leg, but taking this chance upright to squeeze those shoulder blades once more and then melt. And if you're like me and you've got some tummy, you might just invite it into this empty space as that heart center surrenders. The back of the neck softens when and if you're ready. Beautiful. Keeping the heart and the head melted here, release the hands. You might walk them down the leg towards the calf, ankle, and foot. A little bilateral stimulation and a little brain training here. We're going to take some time just to claim our body. So the right side stimulates the left, right? And stimulates just by touching, massaging, maybe you give it a good scratch. Whatever touch that this leg, foot, toes are asking for, offer it with the opposite side of your body. And as you do this, as you touch yourself, take a moment and just say, this is my calf. It's a part of my body and it belongs to me. These are my toes. They're a part of my beautiful, powerful body, and they belong to me. Continue to identify your touch, your body, claim it. This is your powerful vessel, and it is powerful and worthy. When you're ready, hands slowly walk on over towards the opposite side. Take your time. Same thing. Take a moment to claim, touch. This is my leg. It's a part of my body and it belongs to me. A few more moments doing this. Feeling the left hand with that right leg. Take time to offer nourishment and attention. And then slowly walk the hands on up towards the body. From here, we're going to need our yoga strap or our dog leash or winter scarf. You decide what tool that you're using, and you might use no tool at all. But for this one, we're going to bend that left knee, and plant the pad of that left foot on the inner right thigh. And then from here, I'm going to take my yoga strap or my dog leash and just make a little loop on the end of this foot. Now you might tie it, right? If it's a dog leash, you might loop it if it's a yoga strap. But we're taking some time here to attach that strap to that extended right leg. And then we're going to take a fold. This time we're going to center the heart, the anahata, above this right thigh. On an inhale, press down as you grow tall. As you exhale, you're going to pull on your strap gently as you walk the arms and heart downward. And you're going to really focus on stretching through this low back, melting the belly down into this open space as you gently pull on that strap. And what you're going to find is that the strap is wrapped around the mid or ball of the foot. And as you pull it, you're inviting even more length into the whole of the back body. So take some time here. Be where feels good. And then rise up tall. Sweep this right knee back behind you. Momentary 90-90. Your strap or your dog leash is going to rest across your body on over towards the left. Plant that left hand down. On an inhale, sweep the heart and arm open, right? Let the heart follow those outstretched fingertips. And then exhale, the heart continues to follow these fingertips like it wants to curl on through. So inhale when you're ready to open, exhale to close. And as you move, again, the awareness remains with the anahata, with the heart center. The heart opens, chasing this outstretched hand. The heart closes. Back and forth. Once or twice more at your own pace. And then on your next exhale, if it feels nice, we're going to plant that right hand down. And then we're going to slowly come onto hands and knees. So the strap is still in front of us. Plant the hand down, coming onto hands and knees. We'll remove the blanket or whatnot that's beneath us. So my strap is still attached to my back foot. From hands and knees, let's do some cat-cow. I know we're not missing out on it. On an inhale, drop the belly low, lift the tailbone and chin. Let the belly really hang. Oh, let it hang loose. Give it a little wiggle. We get so afraid of our tummies, but they're beautiful and powerful. Let them fill with breath. Let it fill with air. Feel the heart stretch open here as the belly opens with each breath in. Really pressing that chin skyward to further crack open the front of the heart. And then on an exhale, curl the tailbone in. Drop the head down towards the earth. And then press length through the arms. Can you feel the shoulder blades start to spread at the back, right? Just creating some space there behind the heart. So we often think of our heart at the front of our chest. I want you to imagine the heart towards the back. all right, towards those shoulder blades. With each breath in, you create a little more space for the heart back there, a little more space between those shoulder blades, just by pressing length into the arms. And then when you're ready, a back and forth. Inhale, drop it low. Exhale, curl it up to cat. Big, exaggerated movements. A few more breaths just like this. And my invitation to you is to pay close attention to the relationship between the tailbone and the heart center here. So on your next exhale, as you curl up into cat, imagine there's a string from your heart to your tailbone, and that string is shortening and tightening up from the heart to the tailbone as you move into cat. And then as you inhale, that string stretches long, right? Finding all that space. So exhale, cat. We pull the string from heart to tailbone tight. Inhale, cow. Lengthen and stretch that string out. Beautiful. From here, we're slowly going to lower down onto our bellies. You're going to keep this strap attached to the ball of the foot at the ready. So, coming into Sphinx pose with elbows beneath the shoulders, we're going to play with some bow pose. I was almost going to say boat, but that's quite the opposite. We will in a moment. So bow pose is a deep heart opener and a deep front body opener. And it can be hard on the low back. So I want you to pay a lot of attention to what's happening here in the lumbar vertebra. And if we spend time on our belly and it causes you discomfort, I want you to widen your feet out, widen your thighs and hips out, right? It's going to create a little more space for the lumbar spine. So however your body finds comfort here, my invitation to you is to keep this strap handy. You can see why we would have tied it gently around the ball of the foot or created a little loop there. For this practice, first, let's hang out in Sphinx or Cobra. So, starting with the elbows beneath the shoulders. On an inhale, pressing down into those forearms, lift tall to the top of the head. And then in our Sphinx, can you squeeze those shoulder blades back, however much or little it happens? It's kind of hard in this posture. And then you might hang out just like this, like the Royal Sphinx, or you might slide your palms back, keeping those shoulder blades squeezed, keeping the heart and the head lifted. On your next breath in, you might rise all the way to Cobra here. And Cobra, we're relaxing our pelvis down into the earth, but we're lifting tall through the head and the heart, and we're just using our arms as anchors, right? As strong foundations. On an exhale, keep the elbows tucked in towards the side body, lower down. From here, let's open up the low body. So we're going to bend whichever knee has the strap on it. For now, it's my left. It might be your right. We're going to bend that knee. And then you might, from Sphinx pose, reach that same hand back and grab that foot if it feels nice. You might take this strap and gently pull it forward. Either way, maybe you reach the foot, maybe you reach the strap, but our goal here is to simply roll this shoulder open, lift through the head and the heart as we pull this back, right? So here is a half bow pose. And our goal here is this. So whatever we're using to brace, be it the hand or the strap, you're going to press your foot into it. And as you press your foot into it, see what happens to my upper body. So I'm pressing my foot back into my hand. My upper body lifts, right? That's what we want. You might be holding onto a strap, pressing into it. See how your upper body lifts? Now, Let's try it all together. We're going to press the foot back into the hand. The upper body is going to lift. Now an invitation to press either into Sphinx or Cobra and to meet yourself there. Do what feels good. Sphinx is a great place for me this morning. We're just doing it one-sided, just for the time being. Trust yourself, we'll get to the other side, and then we'll do both. All right, for as long or as little as you would like it, go ahead and release. You might remove the strap, you might not. Beautiful. From here, let's find a big twist. We're going to take whichever knee had the strap on it, or whichever foot had the strap on it, bend that knee. We're going to extend the opposite arm out towards the side, tee it on down, and then let's take a twist. So planting this free hand, right? I'm going to use as a kickstand, as well as that inner ankle. All we're going to do is twist it back. So the palm, I wish I had done this on the other side. It's a big shoulder stretch here, right? This arm is extended back behind me. You might reach that opposite hand towards the sky. And then let's find it on the opposite side. So it looks like this. Whichever knee bends, we're reaching the opposite hand palm out. And then kick standing into the opposite side of the body. Relax and release. Now you can keep this extended arm palm down. This is getting into a set of nerves that often need our attention there. You might roll back onto the belly, rotate this extended arm over so the palm is up, the thumbs are pointed down towards your toes, and then roll back. And what you might notice is that you can roll back quite a ways. Your range of motion is quite different with the palm up than down. Just something to play with and notice. Maybe you lift that opposite arm skyward. There's an opportunity for a bind here, interlacing these fingers. Wherever you are, breathe space into your heart center. Life can feel heavy. And this is the place we go to be reminded that we are love, right here in the heart center. Release when you're ready. An opportunity for a wide-legged child's pose. So pressing up into tabletop, keeping big toes together, walking the knees out wide, sit the hips back towards the heels first, and then making plenty of space for your body here. Begin from forearms to walk the heart down towards the earth. And you might hang out on forearms, letting the hips sink back and the heart melt down. You might continue to extend those arms out, letting the heart melt toward earth, or blanket. Take time. Maybe the heart's pressed down into the mat. Maybe it's pressed down into the blanket. Maybe it hovers in sweetness. Wherever it's at, breathe space into it. Feel energy move through your heart space. Know that the dark and the light both swirl through the wheel of the heart chakra, and both light and dark belong there. And our job isn't to control what moves through the wheel of the heart. Our job is simply to make sure that the wheel keeps spinning, that the feelings continue to flow, that the energy continues to move, that it doesn't get stuck within us. And simply bringing awareness and breath to the heart center is a powerful tool to do just that. When you're ready, walk the hands towards the body, rising back up into tabletop. We'll take a moment to curl the toes on the mat, little broken toe posture. So walking the hands towards the body, rise up tall. This is a great opportunity. I call broken toe, it's like the yogi ice bath. You know, ice baths are intended to shock the nervous system or to create turmoil that is safe, right? So there are many other health benefits, but for the nervous system specifically, ice baths can work or can be beneficial because they create an enormous amount of turmoil in the midst of safety. And you can practice relaxing in the midst of the storm, right? Softening in the midst of hardship. And then your nervous system learns over time that it can do some real hard things. It has always been doing hard things, right? You just had to show it again that it can. We're going to do the same thing with our toes. So broken toe posture feels as delicious as it sounds. The further the hips sit back, the more intense the stretch in the fascia of the back of the toes will be. And notice with your mind, it doesn't take much. Sit back a little, feel a lot, right? Let the jaw remain soft, your shoulders and belly remain soft as you sit your hips back towards your heels and let that intensity build. And just like an ice bath, breathe softness into your body. Can you relax in the midst of intensity? And we don't want to find pain here. The good news about broken toe is that this is a pretty safe posture, right? That like the intensity is from a fascial stretch and not from a vulnerable portion of our body, but only you know you, right? Nothing sharp, nothing you can't sit with. Otherwise, breathe amidst the storm. Relax everywhere you can relax. Know that even in the midst of hardship, you are powerful and soft. You are a light. You can do this for another breath or two. We're almost done here. When you're ready, back into tabletop, you might smack the toes against the earth. Ooh. Sometimes I like to lean back and just press them down, give them a good massage. From here, let's find our seat once more. So grabbing the blanket and your yoga strap, extending the legs out like we did earlier. And then again, we're going to find a sweet little bind on the ball of the opposite foot. So whichever foot that you were playing with, your bow pose earlier, take a sip of your coffee. Set it somewhere you hopefully won't knock it over. And then we're going to prepare to fold. So bending that right knee, plant the pad of that right foot, align the anahata above this left thigh. Ground down through your roots as you rise tall through your body. And on your next exhale, melt it all towards the toes as you pull on that strap. Keeping the back nice and long, right? Lengthening through the spine as you fold, really getting into the depth of that back body. Beautiful. Take some time here. And then when you're ready, walk the hands towards the body, rise up, sweep into 90-90. Plant that right hand. On an inhale, the left hand sweeps open. Let the heart follow. Exhale. Keep your awareness in the heart center. Feel it twist open and receive with each breath in. Feel it close and release with each breath out. Sometimes I really like to wring out my spine like a kitchen rag, and when I thread my arm through this hole here, I am squeezing my pectoral muscles together, right? So I'm using this right hand as an anchor for the heart center as I thread that left arm through there. Back and forth. And then when you're ready, rise up tall. Actually, not even true. We're supposed to end up back in tabletop. So take some time, find yourself in tabletop. Whew. Let it be messy. And then you might move through that traditional cat-cow, keeping in mind the string from the heart to the tailbone. Or you might find some barrel rolls here, a little intuitive movement, exploring your own physical body. And then as we do some intuitive movement, I want to invite you to explore a cobra child pose flow. So finding the animal within you, getting intuitive, getting weird with your cat-cow. But then if you would like, you might walk the hands out a few inches, and part of your flow might be pressing back into a version of child's pose and then curling forward into your version of cobra. Just more room to play with the physical body and cat-cow. Literally, if all you do is take 20 minutes a day to intuitively cat-cow and explore your breath and movement, that alone is going to change your life. A few more breaths, however you are moving and exploring, letting it be messy and imperfect, getting it wrong, finding something juicy and staying there, right? Whew. And then only when you're ready, slowly lower down onto the belly. From here, let's go ahead and just immediately bend that leg, invite that strap up. Now you might, from elbows beneath the shoulders, reach that same arm back, right? And maybe you notice, maybe you have more or less range of motion on this side of the body than the other. Immediately, we're going to want to judge it. And I'm going to encourage you, set judgment aside and let it become a aha. A moment of, I got to know you better, body. Not a moment of, oh, my left side is tighter than my right. Oh, heck no. That's normal, right? That's every day. But when we notice it, that's a relationship with our physical form. That makes you a partner and an advocate in your body. So hell yeah. From here, you might press the back of the foot into the hand or strap and use it to lift the head and the heart into your half bow. Take time here to breathe, right? The head and the heart lift just like they would for cobra, just like they do for sphinx. And then when you're ready, release. Let that foot slide back down. Here's an opportunity to practice a full bow. Now, I can't do this without support, and you might not either. So here's how I practice it in my larger and less flexible in my front body form. So when I want to play with a full boat pose, I'm going to keep my strap on that one foot, and I'm going to reach for the opposite foot. So here's what I do. Slide the hands back into cobra or sphinx. I'm going to do cobra for this. I'm going to bend the knee and reach that same hand back. Now you might grab pants, right? You might grab foot. You might grab big toe. You might grab nothing. But here is half bow pose, okay? For full boat pose, you're going to bend that opposite foot. In the perfect world, we'd reach back and it would be whatever in a perfect world, in a societal, westernized, colonized society. However, that's not how I roll. So I'm going to use my strap as an aid. First, you might pull it over your shoulder, but what I find is that I like to reach back and simply wrap it around my hand and shorten it up so that I'm reaching back. My heart is open. I can press my feet back into my strap or my hands to open the heart center, lift the head and squeeze those shoulder blades back. We open through the whole front body. This is a powerful posture. And in time, this strap shortens. You can play with your bow pose. Maybe you roll around. Maybe you're still hanging out on one side. Beautiful. I love it. When you're ready, release. Let go. Whoo. Counter pose. Child's pose. Or puppy dog pose. So here's what we're going to play with. Sitting the hips up and back. Child's pose. You might bring big toes together, knees wide for wild child's pose. You might bring them together for a traditional child's pose. Child's pose may not be your jam. You might hang out with puppy dog pose, which looks like this. Instead of sitting the hips back towards the heels, we're going to align the hips with the knees. And then slowly on the forearms, walk the heart down towards the earth. And then you might extend those arms out, melt the heart center down. And then just like a puppy dog, the chin rests on the earth. We're stretching length into the heart center and the front of the throat. Really stretching open that heart center. And can you imagine the playfulness like a puppy dog, tails wagging, you're waiting for your friend to throw the ball. There's so much pent-up joy in your body just waiting to get out. Find the delight and the joy of that puppy dog. And that puppy dog knows that it's loved. It knows that it's precious, even when it pees on the floor on accident. It knows that its needs will be met. And its worthiness is never in question. Allow yourself to be that puppy dog if it feels nice for a moment longer. You bring delight. You bring joy. You are worth every mess, every mistake, every hiccup along the way. When you're ready, walk the hands or slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Ooh. And then you might press up. From here, let's roll over onto our backs to end our practice. An opportunity here as you roll onto your back to take a boat pose. So opposite bow pose. We simply, with knees bent, lean back onto those sits bones, and you can keep the toes planted. Maybe you lift one, maybe you lift both. Maybe you keep knees bent, right? There are so many different ways to find boat pose. Find yours for a breath or two. You might even make it playful. Do wide boat pose, right? Get to know your body. And then when you're ready, melt it on down. Plant the pads of those feet. You might keep that strap handy if you'd like. And then with the feet planted, take a gentle sway of the knees left to right. You might even come up on the blade edges of the feet as you let them sway. And then move with the breath. So inhale, the feet sway up. Exhale, they melt towards the earth, which might slow your movement down a little bit. Pause with those feet skyward. Heel toe them out as far as your hips will let you with comfort. And then we'll begin that again. So inhale up, exhale, let them fall towards the side. Inhale up, exhale, fall. And you might just be softening and relaxing as the knees fall from side to side. If you're looking for more intensity, as you press the knees towards the earth, whichever knee is going inward, press that inner thigh down. So as my knees sway towards the right, it's my left knee that presses down. As my knees sway towards the left, it's my right inner thigh that presses down. So back and forth. A few more times. This is wonderful for the SI joints. And then on an exhale, I want you to pause both knees over towards the left. And I want you to keep that right leg pressing down into the earth, that right inner thigh pressing down into the earth. And we're going to focus movement only on this left knee. So keeping this right leg, this right thigh stationary, we're going to squeeze our inner thighs together by taking this left inner thigh, squeezing it up, rolling that knee skyward. So a little confusing, right? But essentially, we're just squeezing our inner thighs together like we're trying to hold our wee. Really holding that effort here for a moment, as much as feels good. Know we're deeply getting into that hip and SI joint. And then release, come up. Let's switch sides. So both knees hang towards the right. Now it's that left inner thigh. We're really pressing down towards the earth, keeping that nice strong anchor. Take the right knee, rotate it skyward, and then squeeze your inner thighs together. And then can we keep the effort here in the low body as the upper body softens and relaxes? Can you soften your tongue and jaw? How often do we clench and hold unnecessary parts of our body while we're focusing? So here we retrain ourselves. Release when you're ready. Let's heel toe the feet about hip distance apart. And then you might grab this strap. Take the left knee in towards the chest. The strap maybe over the shin. Maybe you grab the knee. But then our goal here is to take this left knee, to pull it across the body and up towards the armpit. So we're not going to roll our hips off the ground. The hips stay. But we're going to pull the knee across the body towards the right side and then gently invite it up towards that right armpit. And our goal here is just exploring the stretch on the side of the leg. And so here you might take some circles, do a little shifting to find where you want this stretch. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, turn it into a big old twist. Roll that left knee on over towards the right. You might tee that left arm out wide, relaxing that left shoulder down. Or you might bring palms to the rib cage to love on that rotator cuff. Either way, we're just wringing out the spine like a dish rag. We're squeezing out stagnant blood, stagnant lymph fluid, stagnant anything from our organs. And then when you're ready, roll it on out. Let new, fresh blood flow back into the body and release. You might grab your strap for this opposite side, bringing the right knee in towards the chest. And then keeping the hips planted, rotate that right knee towards the left side of your body. And then pull it on up. So it's just little movements here to play with a stretch in your right hip, piriformis area. And again, play with it, right? Just like our intuitive cat-cow, play with it in your body, right? It's not about what am I supposed to be feeling here? It's about how can you move and shift to feel what you want to. Take another moment here and then roll over into your twist when you're ready. Opening that right arm out towards the right, and then can you slowly turn your head to gaze towards those right fingertips. And then settle on in, a big old squeeze. This is where you might imagine that you're squeezing out any of the bullshit that remains. Any of the heaviness that doesn't belong to you, or the heaviness that keeps you from love, keeps you from the action of love. Squeeze it out. Make room for lightness. Make room for hope in your body. There is so much, I promise you. There is a world of love, and we are working towards it, you and I, and we will get there. I know it. Hang out here for as long as your body is needing, and then when you are ready, roll it on upright. Ooh. Let's take 30-second Shavasana. We're going to take up space. Spread the arms, the legs out wide, or however you would like to. Let it be a little untraditional. Do something you haven't done before. Make a shape that you haven't. I'm going to use my wall here and hang out inverted for the next minute. By the way, legs up the wall is one of the most powerful asanas that we can do to rejuvenate an exhausted body. So take a moment to try a resting shape you haven't. And breathe and melt here. We'll make it quick, but it'll be juicy. Find your anahata. Find your heart chakra and breathe loving light into it. As you breathe this warm, loving light into the heart chakra, a light that might be green to correspond with the color of this chakra. Maybe it's gold, white, maybe it's rainbow or glitter, whatever love looks like to you in this moment. With each inhale, let that love grow. The glow growing brighter and brighter in your heart center. That glow in your heart center is glowing so bright that it expands beyond your physical body. It radiates through you from head to toe, permeating every cell, surrounding you in a cocoon of loving light energy. Be here, bask in it, marinate in it for as long as you like. This beautiful glow of love, refined from your Ishvara, cultivated and swirling through the wheel of your heart chakra, glowing and growing to surround you. We take this bubble, this shield of love, this gift of radiant love, and we take it with us today. We're not here to shut it off, to turn it down, to lessen it. Oh no. We're going to take this radiant love with us. We're going to let it flow through our thoughts and our actions. We're going to let it flow to others. We're going to let it fill empty spaces within us. And we're going to lead today with love. And wherever you are, we're going to end our practice here. A little messy, a little different, but perfect, just the way that it is. You might place your hands atop your heart center, maybe not. Take a moment and invite that love to stay, to grow, to become more and more easily accessible each moment you reach for it. When you're ready, take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, for doing this hard work, this beautiful, transformative work. Thank you. As you move throughout your day, remember that the light and the dark in me sees the light and the dark in you. And we are the same. We are love. You might awaken the body at your own pace. Maybe you take this time to twist and roll and stretch and itch and move in whatever ways you like.